the freaking toll's closed. That's crazy. I'm serious. I think they should do something like whenever they do the yearly census for your city or whatever, they should consider, like, for every 50 kids being born in that city, they need to add more road space or something, you know? Jeez. Kids are being born left and right. There's not enough space for all of us, obviously, because it could take us 2 freaking hours to get to work, y'all. 2 freaking hours. 2. Not 1. 2. Oh my gosh, last week. Perfect example. And it's so embarrassing because my boss was really worried about me because I was gonna call in. Basically what I did was I texted my boss because it was super early in the morning and I would have hated to have waken her up, but I think she was awake because she responded not too long after. So I'm an early bird, so I was up super early. I texted her because my car was getting work done. Yeah, it was getting lip fillers and it was getting injections inside the crevices of the forehead, and my car had issues. My car had issues. So it was getting fixed, you know? It was getting liposuction and all that good stuff. And so I had to borrow my son's truck. Even though we keep telling him it's not his truck, it's his truck. Well, anyways, I had to borrow his truck, but his tires are, like, we need to get him new tires. I don't know why we haven't gotten him new tires, but we need to just get it done, you know? Just procrastination, and when he's around or different cars messing up, and there's freaking 20,000 cars that I own now. So I can't keep up. Something's always getting worked on. Not all of them are brand new, you know? So, oh, that was a bad accident. So anyway, so that morning, my husband calls and he says, because he leaves for work extremely early. Like, I think that morning he left even earlier than usual. And he calls me, it's like around 5 in the morning. He calls me and he says, honey, you can't drive out here because the roads are very slick and there's a lot of ice on the roads. Something that's not, maybe for folks that live up north, that's a normal thing for you all. But for us down here, you say ice and we're like, oh shit, you know, we don't do well with icy roads or slushy, you know, circumstances on the freeway or usually the schools get shut down. I'm thinking, okay, my sister that lives out in Michigan, you know, they have snow a big part of the year and their kids go to school no matter what. But then again, they're more prepared because that is the atmosphere that they live in. So that is already something that they know and that they work around all the time. They have, you know, precursors to make sure that all that's taken care of, and they have people standing. And here, I mean, it will take forever. By the time somebody comes out to sand roads, it's like there's already mud everywhere because they took so damn long to come out, you know? So, my husband calls and he says, I don't want you driving, especially with the tires on that truck, you know, and my commute to work is pretty far. I mean, it could take me anywhere from an hour and 10-20 minutes to an hour and 40 minutes. Most days lately, because I've been taking the toll, I can get there in about an hour. Otherwise, I mean, I sit in traffic for over an hour and 20 minutes most of the time. The good thing is that I only have to drive 3 days a week out there. So that was one of the days I had to drive. And so I texted my boss and I was like, you know, this is my situation. I do have a vehicle, but you know, my husband calls and tells me that the car that I'm using, that I'm borrowing today, the tires are very slick. And then the week prior to that, I had been on vacation, I think, or something. Yeah, because that was the week that my daughter had gotten married. And so I hadn't really been to work. And so she was like, well, it's and I kind of heard her hesitate a little bit, whereas she's usually like, oh no, that's fine, work from home today or whatever. But she kind of hesitated like a little bit, just kind of like a little bit like that. And just because of that, because I love her so much and I respect her so much, I didn't want to let her down, like if she tells me be here at this time, this hour, I don't care what the weather's like, how it is, I get there. Like, I've always been like that at every job that I've been at. I'm very responsible, I'm very dependable. And when she said that, I was like, no, you know what, I'll see if I could borrow another car. I'll see if I can get my dad to let me borrow his truck or somebody. I'll get there somehow. And she was like, well, no. She says, if the roads are really that bad, she says, well, just do what you can. She said just that, instead of her saying, no, do not come in, which is usually what she would say. But because I have been out, I understand. I totally understand. Her job is to make sure that we're dependable as well, or else, hello, they can get it. There's 100,000 people out there. They could probably do my job not as well as I do it, but you know what I mean? So, hola, buenos días, Mariela. Todavía no te mando tu regalito, pero el viernes trabajo de la casa y el viernes te lo mando, ¿ok? Es un regalito especialmente para ti. So what I was saying was, she, because of that, and because I respect her so much, she's definitely a mentor. She's definitely somebody that I really, really look up to. I didn't want to let her down. It's like letting down your mama, So I was like, I'm gonna make it to work. I don't care how I get there, I'm gonna make it to work. I got on the freeway, you guys. It took me like 2 hours and 40 minutes to get to work. Seriously, I watched like a movie on Netflix. It was crazy stupid bad. It was like we were going so slow, and the dash that I have on in my car and stuff, it'll play movies. And so, and I blasted some music, and I talked to my sister for what seemed to be like an hour, because she's been a little sick lately, and I called my mom. I was activating relationships that hadn't been touched in a while, because that's how long my commute was. And when I get to work, I didn't even realize that's how long it was taking me to get there, because I entertained myself, because I prepare myself for long commutes every single day. Kind of like, I think that's why I like vlogging on my way to work, because once I'm sitting here talking to you guys, whether or not you watch this or whether or not you're listening to me, this is my journal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking to someone. Friendless Brenda talking to YouTube, whether or not you listen, hey baby, I'm here. So anyway, and I enjoy it, and it's it makes me remember things, it makes me recall stuff, and I do go back and watch my videos. Any YouTubers out there, tell me, do you go back and watch your videos? Because I sure do. The other day I recorded a video that took me for freaking ever to record, because I had to restart it several times. And then when I posted it and I put it up for public, after like 10 minutes maybe, I went through to watch the entire video. I loaded it onto my computer to watch it full screen. Oh my God, you could see every single little crack, every single little pimple, every single little freaking dry spot that was healing, and the scabs from all the issues that I had with my skin on my face last week, because I broke out so badly. It was disgusting, and it's finally healing. And that video looked like that, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I went through and I quickly put it on. I was about to delete it. My husband's like, don't delete it. So I put it on private. But like 16 people had already watched it. So that's, to me, that's very embarrassing. And that's why I like watching my videos. If I sound like an idiot, yeah, I'm gonna erase it. No matter how freaking educated you think you are, I catch things left and right all the time, you know, and I'm one to correct my children when they're not saying things the correct way, whenever they speak and they're very sure of what they're saying, but what they're saying does not make sense. I correct them because I want them to, you know what they're talking about and people understand what they're saying. So, and not look like fools. So whenever I catch myself, it could have been the best video in the world, I'll erase that sucker. Because once you load it up to YouTube, you can't edit it. Like, once it's loaded, it's loaded. All you could do is either erase it, or you can, like for instance, if you load a video onto YouTube and something's wrong on your video, you can't go through and take pieces out of the video. You can't go through and correct it at all. The only thing that it allows you to do is to go through and, for instance, if you recorded a video live and there's kids in the background, or if you're like at a hospital or something or there's someone there that you're not supposed to be recording, you can actually blur out faces later. It allows you to do that, which I think is amazing for protection purposes. Other than that, it shows on there that there's an enhancement area where you can click enhancement and you can edit, but the only editing that you're allowed to do is to blur. So it's not really editing, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't give you the opportunity to go through and trim and cut pieces out of your video. So right now what I've been using, I do not record from a fancy camera. I record from my phone. I record from my iPhone. So I have an iPhone 10, and I do have nice big fat ring lights at home now because the lighting wasn't so great, especially if I was recording at night. And so that's it. That's how somebody was asking me yesterday, somebody commented and asked, what do I record with and how do I edit? Well, the main editing gadgets that I use are my iPhone 10, I use iMovie, I use Vonto, and I use Fonto. For my thumbnails, there's an application through Adobe that will make your thumbnail fit the size of the thumbnail on your YouTube channel. I use that. I don't remember what it's called, but it's an Adobe application, Adobe. But other than that, I mean, it's just pretty much, knowing pieces here and there, knowing how to download music, and put it, and save it so that you can upload it as a background, things like that. And as long as it doesn't have words, you don't get booted through or from YouTube. So, and making sure that you type down at the bottom of make sure you do your disclaimer at the bottom of your description. That's really all I do. I don't have editing powers. I don't have a computer that I edit through. All I do, everything I do on YouTube, I do it through my phone. And to me, it's a lot easier that way, because at first I was doing camera, like not at the very beginning of this type of video, but whenever I was videotaping like my kids and my family and stuff like that, and I was using YouTube to upload all my videos, and they were just kind of for us to watch later in life, because it's nice to go back and watch all those videos. And what better platform than YouTube, where it's gonna stay there for what we think forever. I think at one point they're gonna end up charging, because that's I'm going on a different tangent there. But I would use a camera to record, and then I would load it onto my computer, then I would edit it, then I would load it onto YouTube, and it was just, I think that was way too much more work. Tell me what you think. If you're watching this, let me know. What do you think? Do you think that's right? Do you think what is it that you use to edit your video? YouTubers out there, if you're watching this, let me know. I mean, I love helping everyone out, anyone that I can. If you need any tips on how I do my editing, just let me know and we can email each other. And my email is always in the description box in all of my videos. So, I'm almost at work, you guys, because I flashed through the toll. Guys, it's freaking expensive to take the toll. It's $7 one way and $7 back. And that's with a discount. Okay. Crazy. I'm telling you. That's why I'm always broke. If it wasn't for toll, I would have more subscription boxes. I have an issue, y'all. I have an issue with subscription boxes. I need to stop. I need to stop. Oh man, I need to stop. It's just so much fun. Even if I don't use the stuff, you know, I love giving it away. I love, you know, there's a lot of folks that I know, they're not able to purchase those items, and I love doing that. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. I guess I better get off of this phone and subscribe if you haven't already. I will be receiving a box today. I have no idea which one it is that's coming, but I received tracking information stating that the delivery was for today. So, and in the tracking, it never tells you who the freak is sending it. So, or if it does, I don't know how to look at it to pull out that information. So we'll just be surprised together. All right, guys. Until next time. See you later.